Stephen A. Smith here. I'm with the owner. That's Yoodontknomi. I think that's correct. How are you doing, man? As we get started with this interview, get these answered to me as soon as possible. Appreciate it.
Hey there, how's it going? It's a pleasure to be on and being interviewed. Just for the record, it's You Don't Know Me, but it's all spelled wrong, so I can understand how it's You Don't Know Me.
As we prepare for the 2026 college football cycle, what are your expectations for Ohio State? Do you have any goals, any plans, anything that you want to accomplish during the Nncfl complete 2026 cycle?
As far as the season goes, Ohio State is a loaded roster. And I think coming off a national championship season in real life, my goal is to get our school back to the big game. I know there's a lot of extremely good competition, and I know we have our work cut out for us, but our goal is what every team's goal should be, which is a championship.
Obviously, new year, new cycle. Before the year began, everybody is excited about football, college football to be exact. What is your mentality as far as 2026? Are you planning to play 3-4 seasons and then dip? Or are you trying to play this thing for the full, complete cycle?
In terms of how long I plan on playing as long as there's a dedicated group that's out there. If everybody's still all in, I'll keep playing season after season. The only time I like to hang it up is when I'm playing more CPU than human games. While I like playing the game in general, I just don't have as much fun playing against a computer as I do playing human opponents, but I plan on being there for the long haul as long as we've got a dedicated group.
Bouncing back off of the question that I just asked, do you have any history of playing a game of football, coaching the game of football? Have you been around the game through relatives, friends? What about football do you enjoy the most?
So in terms of my relationship with football, I started watching, at a pretty young age, and I never claimed to be an X's and O's mastermind. I watched the game as a heavily invested fan, but as far as the X's and O's, whether it's NFL or college, I understand all of the basic concepts and schemes and all of those things, but I'm much more of just a fan of the game overall. In terms of coaching, I actually did coach football for 2 years. My very first teaching job, I'm a teacher during, my full-time job. At my last school, which was my first school that I taught at, our school was a up-and-coming, it was like a starter school. So like it was brand new, and it was a charter school. So we had no real sports. We were developing sports, but no established sports. So we started with basketball, and our kids played in a charter school league, but there is no charter school football league in Ohio. So we wanted to get our school a football team, and we wanted to get it, state sanctioned. And so I could tell story after story after story about how it is starting a football team from absolute scratch, especially a football team where you only have about 20, 25 kids coming out for the game to begin with. Almost none of them had any experience whatsoever. I could honestly write an entire book about my experiences coaching football. And not that I was some kind of football coaching legend. I had never coached football before in my life. So I also was starting from absolute nothing. So that's kind of how I learned the X's and O's, to be honest, was just teaching myself how to coach. If you want to do a deep dive on that, I could talk for days and days and days about all the ups and downs and the hilarity of trying to start a football team from absolutely nothing.
Taking over Ohio State, it must be amazing. You know, I mean, there's so many things that we can sit here and talk about Ohio State, all the success, legendary players to come through Ohio State. What made you choose Ohio State? What made you make that decision to take your talents to Ohio State?
On why I chose Ohio State, well, born and raised in Ohio my entire life. And the only time I've ever lived away from my hometown is when I went to school at Ohio State. So I've got 2 degrees from Ohio State and lived there for 5 years. And it was the best time ever. Greatest experience of my life for sure, as far as schooling and all that goes. It was just an amazing experience to go to school in Columbus. I love the city of Columbus. Love being an Ohio State alumni. And honestly, whenever I get a chance to play as Ohio State, it just feels natural and feels right to me. I think, you know, I've played as other teams and it's fine and it's fun. I still enjoy it. But I always have, if I have my preferences, I always want to go back home to take over Ohio State and try to do my school the best I can.
As we get ready to close, are there any final things you would like to say to the franchise, whether it's the rules, a shout out, anything that you would like to say? I definitely appreciate you for taking the time out to do this interview. I try to make it short, quick, and precise. I'm a busy person, man, but I still try to take time out to get this done. It don't take nothing but 10, 15 minutes to do so. And obviously, me as Stephen A. Smith, I will definitely be in touch with you during pregame, postgame. So make sure you click that notification bell so you can stay alert, because it is required for you to be eligible for the complete cycle. Until next time. Well, each cycle, not complete cycle. If you don't respond within a year of as far as season, it don't reset until the next season. So it's not the complete cycle, but I mean, who don't want to make money or have that opportunity to do so playing the game they love, you know? So, yeah, are there any final things you would like to say to the franchise?
I think lastly, I would just like to say I love the format you have here, and I love leagues that are engaging and immersive and, you know, where the guys are active and participating and putting things in. I just think that's really great, and I'm glad to be part of something like that. Outside of that, I'm looking forward to playing with everybody and getting involved in the league, and I think it's going to be a lot of fun. I think the best leagues out there are the ones where people are engaged and having a good time, and you know they're posting in the Discord and they're chatting and chopping it up and talking a little smack here and there, you know, friendly stuff. I just think that makes for a really engaging experience, and I'm excited to get started with it, and thankful that you guys asked me to tag along. And yeah, I'm looking forward to it, and I wish everybody luck. And Ohio State's here to make a push.